It was a very long half-hour before Pat brought them to the country house, which was shut up for the winter. With difficulty, they plowed their way up to the steps and scrambled onto the piazza, where they danced about to warm their feet till Mark unlocked the door and let them in, leaving Pat to enjoy a doze on his seat. "Make haste, boys, it is cold and dark here, and we must get home. Mamma will be so anxious, and it really is going to be a bad storm," said Gwen, whose spirits were damped by the gloom of the old house, and who felt her responsibility, having promised to be home early. Off went the boys to attic and cellar, being obliged to light the lantern left there for the use of whoever came now and then to inspect the premises. The girls, having found books and a doll, sat upon the rolled-up carpets or peeped about at the once gay and hospitable rooms, now looking very empty and desolate with piled-up furniture, shuttered windows, and fireless hearths. "If we were going to stay long, I'd have a fire in the library. Papa often does when he comes out to keep the books from moldering," began Gwen, but was interrupted by a shout from without, and, running to the door, saw Pat picking himself out of a drift, while the horses went galloping down the avenue at full speed.
"Be jabbers, the horses gave a jump when that fallen branch struck 'em, and out I went, being taken off guard by their fright. Don't worry now, dear, I'll fetch 'em back in a jiffy. Stop still till I come, and keep those boys busy."
With a blow to settle his hat, Patrick trotted gallantly away into the storm, and the girls went in to tell the exciting news to the lads, who came whooping back from their search with baskets of nuts and apples.
"Here's a go," cried Mark. "Pat will run halfway to town before he catches the horses, and we are in for an hour or two at least."
"Then do make a fire, for we shall die of cold if we have to wait long," begged Gwen, rubbing Rita's cold hands and looking anxiously at little Gus, who was about making up his mind to cry.
"So we will, and be jolly till Patrick catches the horses. Camp down, girls, and you fellows, come and hold the lantern while I get wood and stuff. It is so confoundedly dark I shall break my neck down the shed steps." And Mark led the way to the library, where the carpet still remained, and comfortable chairs and sofas invited the chilly visitors to rest. "How can you light your fire when you get the wood?" asked Ruth, a practical damsel who looked well after her own creature comforts and was longing for a warm supper. "Papa hides the matches in a tin box so the mice won't get at them. Here they are, and 2 or 3 bits of candle for the sticks on the chimney-piece, if he forgets to have the lantern trimmed. Now we will light up and look cozy when the boys come back." And producing the box from under a sofa cushion, Gwen cheered the hearts of all by lighting 2 candles, rolling up the chairs and making ready to be comfortable. Thoughtful Alice went to see if Pat was returning, and found a buffalo robe lying on the steps. Returning with this, she reported that there was no sign of the runaways, and advised them to make ready for a long stay. "How Mamma will worry," thought Gwen, but made light of the affair because she saw Rita look timid, and Gus shivered till his teeth chattered. "We will have a nice time, and play we are shipwrecked people or Arctic explorers. Here comes the captain and the sailors with supplies of food, so we can thaw our pemmican and warm our feet. Gus shall be the little Inuit boy, all dressed in fur, as he is in the picture we have at home," she said, wrapping the child in the robe, and putting her own sealskin cap on his head to divert his mind. "Here we are. Now for a jolly blaze, boys, and if Pat doesn't come back, we can have our fun here instead of home," cried Mark, well pleased with the adventure, as were his mates. So they fell to work, and soon a bright fire was lighting up the room with its cheerful shine, and the children gathered about it, quite careless of the storm raging without, and sure that Pat would come shortly. "I'm hungry," complained Gus as soon as he was warm. "So am I," added Rita from the rug where the 2 little ones sat basting themselves. "Eat an apple," said Mark.
"They are so hard and cold I don't like them," began Gus. "Roast some," cried Ruth. "And cracked nuts," suggested Alice.
"Pity we can't cook something in real camp style. It would be such fun,"
said Tony, who had spent weeks on Monadnock living upon the supplies he and his party tugged up the mountain on their backs. "We shall not have time for anything but what we have. Put down your apples and crack away, or we shall be obliged to leave them," advised Gwen.